ko ganyan sa kanila pagka merong silang minsan national issue na may mga sinusundo sila. Maya't maya yan, mga several times yan, balik-balik, mga helicopter. Kaya alam namin pagka merong national issue na meron silang gusto nila may say sila. Kasi di ba kabila is dito sa Pidiliman, katabi-katabi ang Iglesia ni Cristo. Nako, minsan madaling araw pa lang. O kaya the whole day, balik-balik ang helicopter.
May signal pala kayo dyan ng national emergency.
Kaya alam ko, ay nako, meron na naman to. Lalo na pag-election, nako, Diyos ko.
Which is close, near,
yes.
Kapit na. Nagsisimula na.
Yan, kaya may ingay. Sa tapat ng bahay namin, siguro ang baba na ng lipad kasi kabila lang, kabila lang, yung Iglesia ni Cristo. Kaya alam na, national concern.
National concern.
Okay, so time na. What do you want?
Mag-start na po tayo. Wait lang po.
Okay, thank you. May photo na lang kasi bahala na if you're not cute.
On matters related to science and technology. NAST Philippines engages in projects and programs designed to recognize outstanding achievements in science and promote scientific productivity. The Academy also embarks on programs traditionally expected of an Academy of Science. NAST Philippines has 4 functions. The recognition function. Academy recognizes and provides incentives to Filipino scientists for outstanding achievements in scientific research and development. NAST Philippines recommends individuals to be conferred the Order of National Scientist, the highest honor given by the President of the Republic of the Philippines to a Filipino man or woman of science in the country who has made significant contributions in one of the different fields of science and technology. NAST membership. Membership to the Academy is by peer recognition and carries with it the title of academician. Elected as academicians are resident Filipino scientists who have made exemplary contributions to science and technology and have advanced its cause in the Philippines. Corresponding membership is conferred on non-resident Filipino scientists who have made exemplary contributions to the advancement of science and technology in the country. The Academy continues its primary mandate of giving awards to Filipino scientists and scientific and technological endeavors aimed at advancing the state of Philippine science and technology with the following awards. NAST Awards. Outstanding Young Scientist. Outstanding Book or Monograph Awards. Outstanding Scientific Paper Awards. NAST Award for Outstanding Research in Tropical Medicine. NAST Environmental Science Award. NAST Talent Search for Young Scientists. Dr. Emiliano T. de Ocampo Visionary Awards for Medical Research. DOST Awards or NSTW Awards. Outstanding Research and Development Award or the Eduardo A. Casimbing Medal for Basic Research and Julian A. Banzon Medal for Applied Research. Outstanding Technology Commercialization Award for the Gregorio Y. Zara Medal. Outstanding Science Administrator Award for the Dioscoro L. Umali Medal. Magsaysay Future Engineers or Technologist Award. DOST International Publication Award. DOST Granted Patent Utility Model Award. Activities under recognition function. NAST Lecture Series. The activity aims to promote science and technology and bring our scientists closer to the grassroots. NAST Symposium for the Youth. The activity aims to promote science and technology and to bring our scientists closer to the youth. Research upgrading and performance evaluation. A series of capability building workshops that aims to help researchers to conduct research projects and produce R&D outputs. Second function is the advisory function. Through its advisory activities, NAST has been able to bring science and technology closer to the lives of the Filipino people. Activities such as legislative and information fora, roundtable discussions, conferences, with topics about biotechnology, genetic engineering, research performance evaluation, manufacturing, intellectual property rights, information and communications technology, among others. The main activity of the advisory function is the annual scientific meeting. The function also conducts annual regional scientific meetings in Visayas and Mindanao. Speakers Bureau is a program under the advisory and advocacy functions of NAST Philippines. This activity aims to gather and bring experts in various fields to lend their expertise to academic institutions or any interested organizations who are in need of speakers and resource persons on any science-related issues. Scientific linkages function. NAST's commitment to international and national linkages are aimed at promoting collaborative efforts among Filipino scientists and between Filipino and foreign scientists, promoting and encouraging scientific cooperation through Scientist Exchange Visit Program under the Memorandum of Agreement between NAST and the Foreign Science Academy. The Academy has maintained linkages with 29 science academies and institutions all over the world. The fourth function is the maintenance of the Philippine Science Heritage Center. Philippine Science Heritage Center was created under Republic Act 9107 to be the country's main repository of the contributions, achievements, and accomplishments of Filipino scientists in the field of science and technology. The activities under the Philippine Science Heritage Center are Salin Lahi Symposium, a series of symposia tackling one S&T related matter to bring science closer to the public and to areas not usually reached by scientific conferences and seminars targeting elementary and high school students and teachers. Meet Your Scientist, a monthly seminar that aims to promote the achievements and contributions of Filipino scientists and increase awareness and appreciation of students on science-related degrees and inspire them to pursue careers in these fields. The NAST Philippines is also in charge of the Scientific Career System. Scientific Career System is a system of recruitment, career progression, recognition, reward, and attraction of scientists in the public service. NAST Philippines envisions itself as an academy of recognized experts that serves as principal advisor to the nation in science, technology, and innovation, contributing to national development. Together, let's work hand in hand towards a progressive Philippines anchored in science.
Before we begin, please be reminded of our house rules. Proper decorum is expected among all participants. Any act of disrespect and rudeness shall not be tolerated throughout the duration of the webinar. Kindly key in your questions for the panelists in the Q&A. These will be answered during the open forum.
Welcome to the Philippine Science Heritage Center's new Salin Lahi Science Center, honoring our top Filipino scientists and their game-changing contributions to the world of science. Know more about all of them and let the Salin Lahi Science Center be your gateway into their minds. Salin Lahi.
To our online audience, colleagues at the National Academy of Science and Technology, Philippines, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very pleasant day to each and every one of you. I am Rico Angkog, 2019 Outstanding Young Scientist Awardee and an associate professor at the School of Environmental Science and Management of the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. I'll be your master of ceremonies and moderator for today's Meet Your Scientists, socializing with our social scientists. We are here today to know more about the different exciting and interesting field of social science. As you know, this is the field or the scientific study of human societies and social relations, and we'll get to know more about the work of our social Filipino social scientists. For our virtual audience, should you have any questions, kindly take note of it, for we will entertain them later during the open forum. But for the Zoom participants, you may use the Q&A option to submit your questions. Just kindly indicate the name of the speaker you're pertaining your question to. Also, don't forget to use the hashtags hashtag MYS. We also have hashtag BeExcitec and hashtag Pilipinas in your social media accounts. So please use them. Okay. To formally welcome us to this occasion, may we call on Academician Rodora V. Azanza, the president of NAST Philippines, to give her welcome remarks. The floor is now
Salamat,
yours,
Rico. Can you hear me
Academician.
well? Okay. Good morning, National Scientist Fabella, Academician Monterola, Academician Pauline, Executive Director Samarita, government officials, representatives of higher educational institutions, our dear students and teachers. Uh, Good morning, magandang umaga. And let me begin by saying that the Philippine Science Heritage Center, also known as Salinlahi, is being managed by the National Academy and center in the countries of Filipino scientists. The center also aims to encourage our youth to pursue careers in science, technology, and engineering. Aiming to provide world-class services to the public, we are in the process of bringing new, interactive, and digital exhibits to the center. The Department of Science and Technology has been generously supporting the Salin Lai for the past years through grant in aid projects. Our recent project, Salin Lahi in Transition, transforming the Philippine Science High School into a world-class science center, has initiated the change from the traditional panel type exhibits into interactive exhibits that encourages hands-on and full engagements of the visitors. In fact, we're bringing the exhibits through the internet, and I think you can make use of this platform. Our webinar today will deal on social science, which has always been a vital branch of science. It is the key to understand how societal and individual minds work and interact, and thus help us realize our roles and responsibilities towards humanity and the physical environment. It provides knowledge on the social environment and how human qualities like critical thinking and imagination could be put into a greater or universal good. In today's activity, Salin Lahi celebrates and recognizes the journey, knowledge, and contributions of our social scientists. We are very much honored to have you here to participate in meet, meeting your scientists through the webinar on social sciences. Thank you for sharing us your time and for joining us today in this endeavor. I would also like to express my deepest gratitude to our MC and moderator, Dr. Rico Angkog, OYS 2019, and our resource speakers, Dr. Jael Cornelio, OYS 2017, Academician Christopher Monterola, Academician Juan Pulin, and to our national scientist Raul Fabella for his special participation in this event. Without further ado, I welcome you all to the Meet Our Scientists socializing with our social scientists. I'm very glad that we now have 1,000 participants, and that's all we can accommodate. If we can only accommodate 1,500, we will welcome them all today. So magandang umaga sa ating lahat.
Thank you.
Before we go to our speakers, let's hear from one amazing economist and the head of the Social Science Division of NAST Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome National Scientist Raul Fabella. Sir?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. The gathering today is intended for young, bright minds to have a meaningful encounter with young scientists working in the social sciences, a field with subdisciplines, of course, that you know: psychology, sociology, economics, history, anthropology, linguistics, the environment, and others. In other words, the whole gamut that embraces the human condition. Let me start by saying that the social sciences, admittedly, does not boast of such scientific rock stars as Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, Galileo Galilei, or Charles Darwin. Instead, we have less familiar names outside of our science, of course, such as Adam Smith, Karl Marx, Thomas Malthus, John Maynard Keynes. Be that as it may, it is the policies derived from the social sciences that drive the wealth or the poverty of nations. Mao Zedong, following Marx on the class war, drove millions of Chinese to poverty and death. On the other hand, Deng Xiaoping, my hero, by the way, following Adam Smith and the path of the market, created the Chinese economic miracle. How nations move from a Maoist to a Dengist policy ecology is something that interests me personally. And I hope future social scientists will further illuminate. Some will ask, is social science a real science at all? What is a real science? This is a question that social scientists and future aspiring social scientists should bother about. The answers will be personal to you. I'll share with you my own personal perspective. At its core, an endeavor is a science if it follows Francis Bacon's algorithm for the construction of knowledge. You start with observations of reality. You collect data on those observations. Then you codify the regularities, and from the regularities you formulate parsimonious summaries, what we call models of reality. From these models, hypotheses about the still unknown are derived and tested against new and more accurate data derived from new lenses. We then either build upon or revise our models in directions the data point. As long as social science follows the Baconian algorithm of observation and testing, to me, it is a valid science. Francis Bacon, by the way, was more a philosopher than a scientist. So at the birthing of science itself, there was a midwife who was a philosopher. And as you will learn from our panelists, it is the same Baconian algorithm that guides our journey. The accepted universal template is, of course, the Newtonian model of the solar system. First, the data rigorously collected by Tycho Brahe, using at that time a new lens, the telescope, on the motion of planet Mars. This was followed by the construction of a model of planetary motion based on Brahe's data by research assistant Johannes Kepler, who, as you will probably are familiar with, deduced the elliptical path of planet Mars. And finally, the derivation of the elliptic path of planets from first principles, the laws of motion, set down by Isaac Newton. The canons derived by Newton about the known universe enjoyed very long validities. By contrast, the canons of the social sciences have more fleeting and transient validities. Now, you can, of course, disagree with that. And then the question is why? Why are the canons of physics more long-lived in their validities? Physics deals with a universe that is based on whose underlying reality is stable, obeying stable and discoverable laws, unconstructible probabilities. In other words, the universe of physics is ergodic. The interactors in that universe, the atoms, the planets, they follow laws blindly. More data, therefore, leads to more accurate knowledge. By contrast, social science, as you already have been told by our president, is about people, how they interact, how they cooperate, how they process information, or how they keep information from others, or even how they spread fake news or fake information. That universe is non-ergodic. The actors are in constant random flux. The social states are emergent and not fixed. The system may be jumping from one equilibrium to another. The governing laws may be fuzzy and chaotic. The result is that its power laws, if at all, are fleeting and transient because the underlying reality is actually in flux. Social science distills regularities from the behavior of crowds, not from the behavior of isolated individuals. We know this controversy confronted us in the claims and counterclaims about COVID therapeutics, okay? Some claims are simply anecdotal because they're based on a small sample and perhaps without controls. But some claims are more gold standard in the sense that they're based on millions of observations and they are taken with controls. I'm an economist, but I say that economic theory, that vineyard where I worked for some years, got it badly wrong when it tried to reverse the order. That is, it decided to start from the behavior of a very stylized individual called Homo economicus, and then apply the insights from there to the behavior of crowds. The problem is that the crowd develops a mind of its own. And many great discoveries are of the nature of emergent phenomena, phenomena that cannot be deduced from single observations. Like in statistical physics, emergent phenomena such as ferromagnetism, which is a favorite of mine, arises from the interactions of the crowd, billions, not from isolated existence. As in other sciences, new lenses expand our knowledge. The powerful lens called the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland has recently led to the discovery of the Higgs boson. New telescopes in the orbit have led to this discovery of dark matter. In the social sciences as well, new lenses hasten advancement of knowledge. In the last 2 decades, artificial intelligence and data science have broadened our social horizons beyond the reach of traditional workhorses like Stata and SPSS. Brain imaging has broadened our understanding of human cognition. Likewise, the sequencing of ancient genomes has greatly expanded knowledge of our origins as humans. Social science tomorrow will be massively more exciting for those equipped with new lenses. And these new lenses did not come only from the social science community. It can come from our cognate hard science communities. Therefore, you should, as budding social scientists, equip yourself, say, with new programs like R or Python. There is, however, something that remains valid from our past. That is, it helps greatly to unfriend our fear of mathematics. Mathematics is like the New York City of the Sinatra song. That is, wherever, that is, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. As for me, I was conferred the Order of National Scientist in 2011 by virtue of a presidential proclamation. But that was never tadhana. It was never fate. Part of it was just dogged hard work. Part were the people who took a big risk on me. And part was, believe it or not, dumb luck. When I was in the grades in Negros Occidental, Bacolod City, I developed a mental block for aspects of arithmetics, like long division. I was able to climb out of it only slowly and painstakingly. I was never on top of my class. I graduated with an AB philosophy from the seminary, not a sterling preparation for a career in science. After the seminary, I had to choose how to spend the rest of my life. I had no background in math, so it had to be a soft science, as the social sciences were then known. But which one? In 1969, the Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Science was announced by the Swedish Academy. That made up my mind. It is going to be economics. That, of course, was just a start. Along the way, I got many rejections on my application for a job or a slot in master's programs. Thanks, however, to those doors closing in my face, other doors were opened. I finally got accepted to and found a home in the UP School of Economics. Dumb luck. Just goes to show how chance bends the arc of our personal histories. By chance, chance also had dealt me with a rather slow prefrontal cortex. I was intimidated by people who were just bewilderingly quicker than myself. I stuck to the motto, one motto that saved me. And that was, and I quote, "Wherever I go, there will always be people brighter than me. But let it not be said that there are people who worked harder than me." To repeat, wherever I go, there will always be people brighter than me. But let it not be said that there are people who worked harder than me. And the rest, they say, is history. I would like to warmly greet my fellow national scientist, Mercedes Ditas Concepcion, from the Social Science Division, pioneer, demographer, and avid and tireless apostle for science in the Philippines. Incidentally, she was one of those who took a risk on me. Thank you, Titas, and God bless. To the panelists, moderator, participants, have a good learning day. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
National Scientist Fabelia, that was really profound. Thank you very much for your very inspiring message. And I hope, of course, that the rest of our youth, your young participants here, really get to know more about you and be more inspired in pursuing social science and appreciate the value of social science. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So before we go to our speakers, are you a TikToker? Now is your time to shine. The Philippine Science Heritage Center, under the management of NAST Philippines, will be conducting a TikTok contest for the upper elementary and junior high school students. Showcase your talent and skills in the top used social media platform, of course, you know very well, TikTok. Let me run through very quickly the mechanics, and please take note of this. One, the contest is open to all students in upper elementary and junior high school students. And then second, the TikTok video must be in line with the theme and not contain any malicious and offensive content. Very important. Third, participants must portray or transform into